Hey, chat. Sorry about the black screen for a second. I had to get my energy juice.
Hello. Oh man, what a listen again. I know this is the pre-show, but what an episode we're about to have. let's just let's because
Yeah.
the show notes looked vastly different
Maybe
than they
40
are.
minutes ago.
Yeah, not even. Things have changed, my man. But Kyle, before we get into it,
status quo has changed.
that's right. That's wrestling, right? That's WWE.
No.
Damn it.
It's some show, whatever. I forget what it is.
All right. Well, fuck it. We're doing it live. Luke, Jesus.
Whoa! Jesus Christ, not my mom, Joe.
Kyle.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks and I haven't said your name in 2 weeks.
I know.
But you've been on my mind. How are you? It sounds like you can breathe good.
Yeah, so for those of you who didn't catch last week or new, I got the good old COVID last week. The whole family got it, actually. And I feel great. It never went to my chest.
Oh, okay.
It was just all in my head. It felt like my head was going to explode.
Fair.
But yeah, luckily everything's gone. Everyone's good. Parents are good. Kids are good.
Okay.
So yeah, very lucky. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
And the eye's way better too. So like I'm ready to go. I still have the eye patch just in case, but you know.
Yeah.
In case you feel like you miss it and everyone misses it, I have it. I can put it on whenever.
All right, good. Yeah, because we do need you in your villain arc tonight, I feel.
All right, I'll pull it out if I need it.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case. You really never know nowadays. Yeah, no, I humble brag. I got the flu shot and the COVID shot today, so you can say I got that dog in me.
Is this how you relate to your fellow youth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh crap, we're switched again on OBS. Hold on.
Oh. Goodness gracious. Hero Down Under, what's up? Stingray X, what's up?
Put that on your bingo card, everybody. Hearing Joe say I have that dog in me.
I got that dog in me.
Didn't expect that.
I do. I got that dog in me, dude. You know? You. Silverlight, what up?
What up? I also played a shit ton of games, which I'll get into briefly here on the main show.
Oh.
But we're going to do Road to Greatness where I'll go like really deep into everything I'm playing. Yeah.
Go deep.
About 19 inches. You know, got to prep for a few weeks.
There was an Ahsoka statue. I don't know who linked it in one of my DMs, and he's just like, just so you know, 19.5 inches.
The Sephiroth one is also 19 inches. What's going on? When has that become the standard?
God, I don't know.
Wild.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I just want to make sure I got... There you go. Okay. All right. Okay. I was going to announce the wrong winner for this giveaway.
Oh, boy. That would not have been good.
Oh, boy. Okay. Ooh, let me put it over here.
What's up, Big Cloud? What's up, Sherbills, Yuna, Ruham?
What up? Man, there's just... Tonight's going to be a good night, you know?
Savoy calling me a cyberbully in chat. How dare you?
That's right. I have been cyberbullied by this man.
What? Excuse me?
I have been. I've been a victim of it. Everybody's like, oh, Kyle's so nice. I'm like, not behind the scenes.
What are you talking about?
Mental terrorist. Pulling up our private DMs on social media.
That was a text message, first of all, sir.
What's the difference? You tell me.
You texted me today, #cancel Kyle.
Yeah,
like you're going to start a movement to cancel me just because Counter-Strike 2 came out today? Ooh.
That's right. It's on my fantasy critic league.
I'm so scared.
You should see what else I got on that fantasy league. It might surprise you, you know?
I've looked.
Yeah. You're not even a little nervous?
No.
You're so
I'm Spider-Man and Forza.
You're so full of yourself.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I think I got this. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I got it on lock.
All right. I mean, yeah, you may be up right at the moment, but all my heavy hitters haven't come out
40
yet.
points. 40 points.
Yeah. So
40 points. Yeah.
Again. So
Ah.
I'll make a big dent when Cocoon comes out this week.
Cocoon, cocoon. That's
Cuckoo!
all I got. I want to make sure I got the mics right because you know me, I'm big dumb. I know that's good.
Also, chat, let me know if I
And-
sound okay as well. I haven't done any podcasting in 2 weeks, even on 6-1. So
Oh,
if things got messed
gonna be
around because the girls were
embarrassed.
on the computer playing a game,
playing
let me know.
podcasting.
No, they play a Sticky Business, which is a game where you run a virtual like sticker shop. You like create your own stickers or
Oh.
whatever. It's very cute. It's very great. But they like to imagine they're doing YouTube videos, so they touch the mic and use the sliders.
Oh,
whenever
that's
they're playing.
cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. Oh man, they could be our little social media managers. They could play that
Oh,
game,
no.
so they could get harassed early online.
You want to talk about cyberbullying? That whole social media account would just be them making fun of me and telling the world of all my little idiosyncrasies of being at home.
Oh, I don't know how, but I need to get in contact with one of those kids. I need to make a hit piece on Kyle.
They'll be like, "Hey, do you know that Uncle Kai Kai picks his nose when you're not looking?"
She'll be like obviously reading a card and go like, Mr. Kai Kai is like a long-time bedwetter. Something like that.
First of all, my nieces would have called me Mr. Kai Kai. Yes, hello, Mr. Grandpa. How are you doing this holiday evening?
Hello, Mr. Father. Hello, Mrs. Mother.
Hello. As
Good
per
day
my
to you.
email.
I CC'd you a copy over brunch. I don't think you've gotten it.
Let's circle around back on this when Thanksgiving comes around. You know?
Let's circle back. Let's circle back.
Oh, God.
Oh. All right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start the show.
I am ready to chat. We'll see you in a second.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 343 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week, we are talking about Jim Ryan stepping down and retiring from PlayStation. Sony gets breached yet again. The Last of Us Day leaves the games to the spores, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth plans, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday night over on youtube.com/@PS Trophy Room at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And of course, on podcast feeds around the world each and every Thursday. With all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I kicked COVID's ass, and I'm feeling great.
Yeah, congratulations, sir.
Yeah, I feel good. Eyes better, so no eye patch, even though Joe requested it is on standby in case I need to dole out some punishment.
That's right.
Punish Kyle will be here if needed.
Yeah, but I was like saying more of like your villain arc, but yeah,
Sure.
Every time you want to do something a little mischievous, you should have that eye patch on you at all times.
Okay.
But sir,
Yes.
I'm glad that you're feeling better.
Same.
I'm glad that you kicked COVID's butt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because it wasn't the same last week.
Yeah.
You know, much shout out to Captain Logan, the solo host of the Xbox Expansion Pass, for covering our butts last week. But I missed you, buddy. I missed you. Like,
I missed you too.
How's it been? I just
Well,
want to catch up a little bit.
the one good thing about it, right, of
Yeah.
me being sick is I had no excuse but to play games. So I played a
There.
ton of video games, which I will talk about later. Didn't really watch a whole lot because like
Yeah.
the game's just consumed every moment. And I
was
still
gonna say-
worked, right? Like I work
Yeah.
from home, so I still hopped on the computer and tried to work while I was sick.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, were you like working like the full 40, or was it like, hey,
I only
out
only
Tuesday,
skipped
Wednesday?
out a half of a day because my head felt like it was going to explode.
Okay,
But I
fair
took my
enough.
time. I did what I could.
Yeah.
So
Now you're that type of guy that could game while he's sick.
yes, it depends on the game
'Cause-
though.
I can't. We got like a question about coziness and whatnot
Mhm.
a little bit later on in the show, but like I can't be cozy when I'm gaming.
Fall asleep.
I can't be sick when I'm gaming.
Mm.
To me, like it's such a I mean, of course it is, but it's such an interactive medium where it just takes so much brain power for me to play a game
Mhm.
that like if I'm sick, I'm out of it. I'm not performing the best I can be. So, and I'm not paying attention as much because I'm sick. So I just like walk away from it.
Yeah.
Whereas
I
like
get
that's where I do binge all my shows
I
and
get
catch
that.
up.
My
Like Squid
issue
Games
is like
next.
when I was wait, Squid, you've never seen Squid Games?
Nope.
Whoa, I'm excited for you to watch it.
Well, I gotta get sick first, but yeah.
Listen, everyone, you already know where Joe lives, so send him all
That's
the
right.
things in the mail.
Oh, hot damn.
When I was younger, when I was sick, like I would either watch Nickelodeon Gas, which was a
Mm.
television channel that would play old school Nickelodeon game shows. It was my jam, like Legend of the Temple, Nick Arcade, Guts,
Yes,
Figure It Out,
Guts.
just like on repeat all day long. And
What was
that's
the
what I
one
would
where the
watch.
kids got to go up the giant nose?
Oh, Double Dare?
Double Dare, dude.
Double Dare was dope. That would also be there.
Oh, we really did peak in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
But now that I don't have access to that channel, just ready to go when I'm. The other thing I did when I was sick was play video games, specifically like RPGs, because
Fair.
that I feel like is not as taxing on you.
Okay.
So like
Fair
Sea
enough.
of Stars, was my friend for a little bit last week.
Well, this actually goes into the first question, the starter question of the night, that comes from Mo Spankins, who writes in with so many great games coming out and haven't been released this year already, it feels like companies are competing with our screen time and engagement like never before. The market seems saturated with content trying to get our attention that some, if not all of it, gets lost in the mix. With AAA budgets being so high, if projects don't meet internal goals or have successful returns financially, these studios seem to have either have layoffs, shutdowns, or drop the project support altogether after its initial launch. What is your opinion? Is the gaming landscape becoming oversaturated with content? As we approach October, there is going to be a major game every single week coming out until like Call of Duty mid-November. And I think this is a great question. Is like last week, we talked about Embracer looking to sell off a bunch of its studios because it can't keep up with overhead. And, we saw, one of those companies being Volition, 30 plus years in development, just seemingly gone. So I want to know what you think, man. Do you think we're getting oversaturated with content? How do studios kind of find the balance?
Yeah, we kind of are. And when I saw this question before I hopped on, I would like to bring my relatively new experience of working in PR now. Like it is, and I'm not going to name any games or any outlets or whatever. It is so hard for outlets to just cover games in general.
Yep.
They're so busy covering major things that some of the smaller games, it's like we're fighting tooth and nail for them to just like notice the games that we are covering and helping out. And there are a couple outlets that we've heard from in the last week or so. They're like, listen, don't send anything else because we are completely booked for the foreseeable future. Yep. We're so busy. We don't have enough people to cover everything. So like, we love what y'all do, but just we're overloaded. We're stressed out. There's too much on our plate already. So when it comes to just games in general, I feel like we are just every corner there's something major happening, and I'm wondering at not wondering, but I can only imagine that we are finally seeing the results of what the pandemic did to
Yeah.
games timelines. I feel like having that year where everything kind of had to like you really had to figure out how game studios were going to work during the pandemic and work from home and that hybrid kind of workplace, and now all those games are probably now they're able to be released and we're just on
Yeah.
top of each other. It's like
I mean,
constant.
it seems like every other week too, there's like another game that gets pushed back.
Yeah, like I think
Right?
Banishers got pushed back to January or February to
February.
allow everyone to enjoy the games that are coming out this fall and for it to have its own time to shine, which I understand.
Yeah.
And studios kind of have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it is getting crazy. I think the one thing that I would love, as we're talking about, game budgets, production budgets, not just of games, but like of TV, movies, ballooning budgets that are seemingly unsustainable as we enter the streaming service, like, Oblivion. It really gets me wondering of how do games keep up, and how do we limit the scope and production so that we have games that are not just like affordable to make, but let's just say a studio, for example, like Ascendant Studios, right?
Mhm.
They make a game and it doesn't work out for them, and then all of a sudden they have to lay off 45% of its staff. Like, you know, we are reaching a point where one studio has one, failure and commercially, and then it's just it for the studio. That's a
Mhm.
really scary future that we are walking into. And at the same exact time, you're having the studios that we know and love, like a Naughty Dog or like, a BioWare,
Mhm.
take 5, 6, 7 for Rockstar Games, 10 plus years to go out there and make the game, that sequel. And it's like, there's just, yeah, something has to give. I would love to talk to Sean Layden about that, because he has very much championed this idea of like, we need to lower our scope. We need to scale back productions. We need to make games smaller. I just wonder if there's also a give there. Like, does
Mm.
that just buy us time till we reach this plateau again? Like, that's the thing that I am a little nervous about walking into the future of not just games, but just of all of it. Like,
Yeah.
we were talking before the show, I still haven't seen a Squid Game because I'm just so caught up in everything else. So
Yeah.
it's a great question, man. I'm really
And
curious
not to
myself.
mention for like, people listening to this and us and other content creators who actually have to buy the games.
Yeah.
We're inflation is a thing, and if a major game is coming out every week, that's not gonna it's not gonna sell as well as it probably should for the dev
Right?
side of things. So they need to recalculate and readjust their expectations because we're just trying to like feed our families and just live and enjoy this hobby that which is expensive.
Yep.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not. And if a major game comes out every week and most people have more than one console, it's not good all
I need to
around.
be at that time.
Expectations need to be like kept in check, I guess.
I mean, and then at the same exact time, you got Alan Wake coming out a week after Spider-Man. So like, it's just
And
it's
Assassin's
nuts.
Creed, what, a week before Spider-Man?
It's a week away. It's a week away. So yeah,
boy.
day after my birthday.
Ooh,
It's, oof, it's
it's a lot. It's fun, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. Great question, Mo Spankins. Thank you so very much. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the show. Of course, the Trophy Room store merch is live. Link in the description. And as I've said that each and every week, the link has not been in the description each and every week, but starting now, it shall be. So go ahead, check out all that merch. And of course, our PlayStation 5 Spider-Man controller giveaway.
Ooh.
We have a winner, and I am so sorry to Sean A. Chisholm,
Oh.
who is our winner and whose name I butchered. But thank you so much, everybody, for dropping those 5-star reviews over on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, joining our Discord, being part of this beautiful family here at the Trophy Room. And don't worry, next week we have a new giveaway.
Ooh.
Spoiler alert, it's Spider-Man. So
Really quickly before it gets
technically
too long.
just announced it.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
Way to go. If you heard metal clanging in your earbuds, that was me. I kicked something under my desk. So don't be looking around your house or your car or whatever. You're fine.
Did my exhaust just fall out?
Yeah, no. That was me. So.
All right. Fair enough. Kyle, of course, before we get into what it was going to be one of the biggest news weeks this whole year, of course, it's time for a Patreon pitch. Like we say each and every week, if we ever got you through a long car day, tough day at work, a long car ride, whatever the case may be, it really does mean a lot if you toss a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It's the reason why we look so good, sound so great, is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. And please note for patrons, if I missed your name, if I messed up your name, DM me so I can fix it. Because God knows I do it all the time, So help me out here. That said, I want to thank our newest members, Mitchell Gramlin, over at the Platinum tier. I want to thank our good friend John for becoming a Bronze member. I want to thank Liam Rust for becoming a Platinum member, and Dasamine with the Platinum membership as well, and Black Mavericks at the Silver tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. I want to thank our Platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master, and Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Chris the Wizard, Solo, Liam Russ, Sil Canet, Dasamine, and Jadis Von Metal. Sorry, my voice is going. That said, gold members, Cypher Primus, Doth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde and Doyce, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Andrew Zor, Astronaut Jr., Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Funnel Fan XZ, Hambone, J. Dean Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold, E.T., Tino 6-Speed, N. Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bamman, Matthew King, Duh Overlord, Duran A. Raksha, Rick Davis, Silkana, and Lord Commander. Suddy, thank you all so much for your generosity each and every week. And you can see how it gets so hard to keep up with so many people that come in each and every week to show their support. So if you want your shout outs too, again, patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. And this week's after show is going to be pretty darn interesting. So, you get some exclusive stuff while becoming a member and supporting the show. Yeah, it's like everybody wins. With that said, Kyle, it is time to square up the news. And this bit of news comes straight from the PlayStation blog. So take it away.
Oh boy. First bit of news that needs to be squared up is PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan is stepping down. Sony Group Corporation and Sony Interactive Entertainment today announced that SIE President and CEO Jim Ryan has made the decision to retire in March 2024 after almost 30 years with the PlayStation business. To support Mr. Ryan in his transition, Sony Group Corporation President, COO, and CFO Hiroki Totoki will assume the role of Chairman of SIE effective October 2023. Effective April 1st, 2024, Mr. Totoki will be appointed interim CEO of SIE while he continues his current role at Sony Group Corporation. Mr. Totoki will work closely with Sony Group Corporation Chairman and CEO Kenichiro Yoshida and the management team of SIE to help define the next chapter of PlayStation's future, including the succession of the SIE CEO role. Jim Ryan joined Sony Interactive Entertainment's Europe-based legal entity, Sony Interactive Entertainment Europe, which was then Sony Computer Entertainment Europe in 1994. Since then, he has held a number of senior positions at the company, including president of SIEE, head of global sales and marketing at SIE, and deputy president of SIE since January 2018, before being appointed SIE president and CEO. And in a comment from Kenichiro Yoshida, quote, Jim Ryan has been an inspirational leader throughout his entire period with us, but never more so than in overseeing the launch of PlayStation 5 in the midst of the global COVID pandemic. That extraordinary achievement made by the entire SIE team has been steadily built on, and PlayStation 5 is on track to become SIE's most successful console yet. I'm immensely grateful to Jim for all his achievements. Respecting Jim's decision to finish his long career at Sony leaves me with an important decision regarding his succession given the significance of the game and network services business. We have discussed intensively and have determined the new management structure. We aim to achieve Sony Group's further evolution and growth through bringing even greater success to the game and network services business, end quote. And then a comment from the man himself, Jim Ryan, quote, after 30 years, I made the decision to retire from SIE in March 2024. I've relished the opportunity to have a job I love in a very special company, working with great people and incredible partners. But I found it increasingly difficult to reconcile living in Europe and working in North America. I will leave having been privileged to work on projects that have touched millions of lives across the world. PlayStation will always be a part of my life, and I feel more optimistic than ever about the future of SIE. I want to thank Yoshida-san for placing so much trust in me and being an incredibly sensitive and supportive leader, end quote. And in a comment from Hiroki Totoki, quote, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Jim Ryan for his outstanding achievements and contributions over his 30-year career at Sony, including the great success of launching the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation business managed by SIE is an essential part of Sony Group's entire business portfolio. I will work with Jim and the senior management team closely to ensure our continued success and further growth. I am also looking forward to creating the exciting future of PlayStation and the game industry together with everyone at SIE and its business partners, end quote.
Ooh-wee. That's a lot of titles. That's the first thing I meant. Like,
I've never said SIE more in my entire life.
If there was a drinking challenge, I think whoever was on the other line just lost. That being said, this was the breaking news this evening.
Mm-hmm.
It's official. Bloomberg was the first to leak this out, that Jim Ryan is in fact stepping down, and then very shortly after, Sony announced it themselves. Rather vague as to like why he's leaving. It's like the typical, like, I need to spend time with my family, which are his cats.
Oh boy.
That being said, M writes in, just like you can too, over on the Trophy Room Discord server or at us at PS Trophy Room on Twitter with this question. What are your two initial thoughts in it? Do you feel there's a reason for concern, or are you excited for the change at the helm? So I want to start with the first part of this question because it kind of bleeds into Katie's question here as well. But I want to know, what was your initial thoughts walking in, finding out? Because I found out via your text. Here I am eating a quesadilla, getting hyped to go make a PlayStation podcast. And then I got this text from you, and I almost choked on my quesadilla. 4 cheese.
You're like those Karens who call like Target Target or Marshalls.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Or I hate, you know what I hated the most when I worked at as a deli clerk?
Yeah.
When they call mozzarella mutz. It's like, it's mozzarella. Just come on.
Come on now. So what were my initial thoughts?
Yeah. You're reading it and you're like, woo-wee.
So I saw it because Jason Schreier is the one that tweeted it out, and I'm like, whoa. First of all, end of the day, right? Announcement, like not like a at least for us East Coasters, that kind of took me by surprise. Initially, this may sound harsh, but like, like I'm not like, he is retiring. It's not like he's being let go or fired. Like he's making the choice himself, which all the power to you, Jim. 30 years is nothing to shake a stick at. Obviously you did your job well enough to be in a position of power for so long. So congrats on the 30 years, but I, for one, am kind of excited to get somebody with more personality as like the president of PlayStation, and to like, I miss the Sean Layden days. I miss the Jack Tretton and Andrew House. So much, like I miss those kind of like lovable, not robotic faces and stoic faces that unfortunately is what we got from Jim.
Right. That would actually surprise and delight us. My first initial thoughts are indifference, because you're right. I mean, a part of me, congratulations, you made it 30 years.
Yeah.
You're gonna retire with more money I'll ever see.
Hmm.
Um, and it's not like he made a decision. It's not like oh god, the last guy of Xbox who made that dreadful decision when launching the one, and then a month afterwards they're
Oh.
like, yeah, he's going to greener pastures, and he goes over to Zynga and burns that house down. It's not like
Yeah.
that. Like
PS5 launch was
relatively
incredibly successful. So,
right. So like to me, it's just like, all right. Part of me is like, so long, I guess. Another part of me is excited to see a different Sony, because I think this era of Jim it has been bland.
mhm.
I'm a PlayStation guy, right? I host a PlayStation show. It's really weird to say, yeah, there's been some really great games here, but when it comes to Sony just talking to us, there is no communication, and that's frustrating. I'm hoping that the next change of guard changes that. So
Mhm.
a little bit of indifference, a little bit like congratulations, you're
Yeah.
retiring. That's great. It is the weird, like he's out to spend more time with his family comment. I don't I don't know if entirely buy it, but there is one thing to note here, and we'll probably get into it a little bit, is like, as much as we talk crap about Jim and caring more about his cats and the well-being of his staff, it's it it is something to note that this man helped navigate this company
Mhm.
during COVID, and not just in a way that was, we survived. It was like, no, PlayStation actually thrived.
Yeah, they crushed it.
So it's, yeah, so like on numbers, Jim Ryan, I mean, there's nothing but positives you can actually say about
Yeah.
him. But as the feeling of the room, I even feel like PlayStation fans as well are kind of rejoicing of just like, this era isn't isn't the best,
What hasn't
because
been
it
our
just
favorite?
feels right, because it just feels like we've been coasting on the other guy's success.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I
know?
feel that. And like to the PS5 successor in COVID, there's nothing in the rule book for Jim
Yeah.
to go by to be like, this is how you handle a launch during a global pandemic. So the
Yeah.
fact that he was able to navigate it as well as the team at PlayStation and navigate it, like it's not just Jim doing all the numbers by himself, whatever, but to oversee that rollout is quite impressive. I mean, I'll just say it's very impressive for how he handled that. Um, but yeah, like I'm with you. I want a little bit more personality. I want not like big news go straight to the blog.
Yeah.
I want it to be a little bit more fan focused, more like more pomp and circumstance, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Wanted
yeah,
to be a little bit more bombastic the way that they announce things. It's like,
yeah,
you are the market leader. Let's kind of start
yeah.
flaunting it in the ways of like celebrating it with your fans.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That said, Katie writes in saying this is wild news and honestly out of nowhere for me. PlayStation sales wise, both console and games have been selling well. The moves they've been making with the developers under them are really interesting. Yeah, PlayStation could be more vocal with its fan base, and the price plus. Oh my God, look at that tongue twister. PS Plus prices being upped is stupid and greedy move, but I feel it's enough for him to be forced out. So, is this him being pushed out or simply wanting to retire in peace? Also, who is stepping up to the plate? First name that comes to mind is Herman Hulse. He has been the business-like charisma that I feel like he'd be a good replacement. But what do you guys feel? Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ignore that. I mess up that tongue twister real bad. I'm
No,
gonna
it's
just
fine.
move past
You
it.
did great.
It's in my head now.
It's
It's
not
gonna
like you're
live there
getting
for the
over
rest of the
COVID or
show.
anything. It's fine.
Exactly. I have no excuse. Um, but yeah, this is really wild, and I don't know. Do you feel like there was something pushing Jimbo out, or do you feel like this is out of a actual need to, let's not like kid, like actually wants to go out there and retire? Remember, the guy's what, like in his mid to late 50s? So like,
Sure. Yeah.
I can understand the man wants sleep.
I yeah, right. I don't think anything nefarious is going on. I do think maybe he just wanted to kind of just walk away and retire.
Yeah.
Like this has a definite difference to when like Sean Layden left, where he
Mhm.
just kind of bounced, and we still don't kind of know the full story, if I'm not mistaken, of what happened there.
Yes.
Um, I don't think anything nefarious is happening. I don't think anything with like PS Plus prices are going to be like changed overnight, whatever. I think that's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah.
But
I think we're so
but
I
to
think as
Katie's other point, I do
go
see
for
Herman
it.
Hulst just
Yeah.
taking over that, because I like Herman as like a talking head when he pops up. Like Herman has always been energetic and charismatic whenever he's on screen talking about games, so I could see that being the case. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, Shuhei, I like Shuhei in his indie role," and I think that indies at PlayStation need Shuhei to kind of lead that charge. So I don't know if Shuhei would do it either.
Yeah. To me, I'm kind of I'm right there with you. I think for the most part, as much as this is a big deal because it is a changing of the guard for sure. At the same exact time, PlayStation has a history of like, hey, like for example, so I'm just pulling up a wiki search here. You had Ken Kutaragi, that was the mastermind, the godfather of PlayStation. He has the longest tenure at PlayStation, but you can see as PlayStation evolves after Ken, you see Kaz Hirai there for 5 years. Then you see Andrew House is there for 5 years. And then you have John Codera there until 2019, and so only 2 years. And then you had Jim Ryan for about 5 years. So like this is kind of the natural progression for CEOs at SIE. So like at the end of the day, this kind of just seems like, for lack of better words, the lifespan of that position.
And that's on me.
And
I completely forgot or didn't realize that like Sean Layden wasn't even president of PlayStation.
right, because he had such a instrumental role that you could have sworn most people think that, but no, he wasn't. So like
Yeah,
to
that's
me,
Herman's role now, right? That's Herman
mhm,
in the Layden role, kind of, sorta.
it would be the closest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest thing. So taking a look at where we're at now, I think it's Sony gearing up for the next iteration of what PlayStation is. So, you bring in a mind to launch the system, you create the mind, that's what's the ecosystem going to look like, the culture of it. And then you let that play out, and then you take a look at, okay, so the next 10 years, what does that look like? And do we need someone else in the role that's maybe, I don't know, younger blood or knows something more about, let's just say cloud streaming is going to be the big thing. Um, to be the focus or the focal point to help navigate us through it. Because as much as you want to talk crap about Jim, and I get it, he says a whole bunch of shit that isn't true. Like, we believe in generations, we're doing this for the kids, and I don't know, whatever he said to the CMA. At the end of the day, the guy did navigate us through one of the most, and still is the most uncertain economic state we've ever been in games. So like it is something to congratulate him. Like PlayStation is selling like hotcakes. The PS5 is selling now faster than the PS4, and this is all with a global pandemic. You know, think about that. Like Xbox has been thirsty to get number one, and still somehow, some way, Jim Ryan has still maintained that almost 2-1 lead over his competition. So like
And it's
on
when the
paper,
competition is hitting all the right notes too.
exactly. On paper, it damn, he did it well. But
Yep.
then at the same exact time, as a PlayStation fan, he raised the price of games by $10, which we're not going to talk about it, but
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
he raised the price of your console by about 50 to $100, depending on where you are. He raised the price of PlayStation Plus on you. So it's like, as a PlayStation fan, it's like I've just seen prices go up, and I don't feel like we're winning sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It makes you forget, oh yeah, we had God of War Ragnarok. Oh yeah, we've had Horizon. And as I'm kind of like, just train of thought here, it's also just maybe us feeling a little bit entitled as well as gamers
sure.
going, I want just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I would like to pay less. So, it's just an awkward feeling. It's like the one thing I could say actively like that I'm jealous of, the Xbox folks is like, dude, that leadership talks, it communicates and celebrates with its fans. Hopefully the next leader is like that.
Yep.
That said, John Wall writes in, what changes do you think new leadership might bring to the table, and what changes would you like to see? So, Kyle, talking about
easy one.
We're navigating the future.
Yeah.
It's all subscription services. It's all the cloud. It's now on your phone. You want to see my new iPhone?
No.
Behind me.
No.
As you're talking, I'm gonna bring it out.
I don't want to see it. I don't care.
I'm just gonna show you.
I'm still rocking like the iPhone XR. Like that's how old my
really.
iPhone is. Yeah, I don't have money for a new phone.
All right, fair enough. What do you think new leadership might bring?
I mean, honestly, the biggest thing, and we've touched on it forever, I just want them to be better at communicating. Like, I think that is the biggest thing. I want them to do a better job of like, hey, this VR headset, here's some dope games that are coming out. I'm going to show it to you instead of just dropping them on Twitter randomly.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to actually celebrate the platform a little bit more instead of getting complacent in how well it's doing. Yeah. Like, we all know it's doing great. Like, we talk about the numbers, whatever. We just talked about how great Jim did with it. I want them to be a fan of their own thing, though, and hype up their products and hype up their games, and not just the big ones. Like, hype up everything the PlayStation has to offer. That's what I want. Let's get an indie
state of play.
Yes, give me a VR focused one. Like, include VR titles in the PS Plus subscription. Like, that's the kind of things I would love to see, and I think they can do it. But like, as far as like what's next, I don't want to even think about a PS6. I don't want to even think about it. Like, I'm enjoying my PlayStation 5 right now. Like, just do the little things, just talk and be a fan of PlayStation with us. That's kind of what I want.
This is the new iPhone, by the way. Look at this. It's the Ahsoka
looks like
wallpaper.
A phone.
Have you seen this?
Looks cool.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty raw. Look at it. And wait, look at this. USB-C.
Ooh wee.
That's right. I joined the rest of the Android cult from like 5 years ago and paid a premium. Yes. So what do I want to see new leadership bring to the table? I want to see how you navigate the next 5+ years. I want to see how you talk to us. That's great. I think we always hit that nail every time we talk about our frustrations with PlayStation, but I want to see what the future holds for PlayStation in 2028, in 2030. I know years that scare us, but at the same exact time, like, gaming is going to look really different right now than it is right now. Like, we are talking about right now, there's a phone that can do what our consoles can do. When the next consoles come around, what does the tech field kind of look like, and how does PlayStation navigate it? How does PlayStation think about its subscription service, and how does it evolve it more than it already has been? Which, again, credit to Jimbo, he has done that as well. So, like, we know how much we complain about, like, how PlayStation Plus Premium could be better. Show me what that looks like. Show me what, a streamable PlayStation peripheral actually looks like. That's not a portal. I could take it outside of my house and stuff. So, like, that's what I want to see from the next head of PlayStation, how they navigate it. And I kind of think we're starting to see that with the last State of Play. Sure. Right. I forget her name. I know her first name was Sean, but like, she was up front. We saw a human face.
Benson, I think.
Right. And like, we saw her excited about the product. Like, that's exciting to see.
Yeah.
Let's see more of that.
And to add to that a little bit, something I just thought of that would be great is I would love for them to plan out first party stuff a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
So we're not in the long drought that we are in right now.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, 2020, we had Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima a month apart from each other.
Yeah.
That, in my eyes, shouldn't happen. They
Okay.
should be spaced a little bit more so we're not running into this situation where, and forgive me if I'm completely forgetting a game this year because there's been so many. Is the biggest first party thing this year Burning Shores?
From a first party studio, yes.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy 16 is third party and that's huge.
Yeah.
And
As exclusive as it is.
Spider-Man in a few weeks, but that is only in October. So it's been a pretty big, drought in first party stuff. And hopefully they can plan that out a little bit better, or at least communicate to us when we expect, something.
Yeah. And I think, I think PlayStation at this point, they know. And that's probably, if anything, the maybe the thing that gets them out, or maybe the reason why they're walking is, the pipeline's getting a little, I don't know, tight. And it's, we've saw or we've heard that like PlayStation now has finally started to feel the effects of what COVID has done for so many other studios. It's happening to them right now. So maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they need new leadership to kind of see their way through this as well, but only time will tell. That said, Ghetto Berry writes in and they write, my question this week was literally going to be a hypothetical situation where you guys took over PlayStation HQ for a week and what you would do on that week. Guess they'd ask you to stay a little bit longer.
Yeah. Listen, I'll stay for as long as they'll have me.
Yeah, I mean, how much are you paying me? I'll move to San Mateo.
Did I ever? This is an awful story.
Okay, tell me.
I didn't do anything bad, but it's just awful coincidence.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you a story about my 9th grade English teacher and the assignment she gave to us mere minutes before 9/11 happened?
No, but you know what?
This is a poor setup. It's a poor setup. I was in 9th grade English class. The assignment was literally 15 minutes before on the loudspeaker. We heard what happened and they rolled the TVs on the carts in. To write about what would you do if you were in a mall when a bomb went off.
Oh my!
That was the assignment. Right before, I'm like, what is happening?
What is going?
Are you?
And I bet that teacher, yeah, exactly. Teacher's trying to yell loud into the room just in case there's a hidden mic.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
There's a lot of red flags when I think about that teacher, because she also later in the year gave us a serial killer to research and write a report on and whatnot.
Oh. Okay.
Listen, she was weird. She didn't last after that year. She was gone.
No, I mean, I bet. Well, listen, Kyle, this is a fun hypothetical. This is not a...
Yeah, sorry.
Wait, how old were you?
9th grade?
Oh, okay.
13, 14?
It'd be nuts because I was in 4th grade. So if a teacher asked me that, Insane.
Do you have me with my sippy cup teacher? That was you in 4th grade.
That's my sippy cup.
Yeah.
I
can't get the straw in the Capri Sun. It won't work.
Yeah, I still struggle.
Listen, they're tough. They're tough. I shouldn't joke about that. I have problems with it still.
Just sons of bitches.
You know the worst thing working at camp and with kids in the house is when they ask to open up a yogurt. You can't peel that lid off and not have yogurt spill all over the place. It's impossible. I hate it.
You gotta measure your strength because you're either like the world's strongest man or the most feeblest of humans.
Who's the engineer on that? Who decided that the way they do it now is the right way? Because they're wrong.
Get a better adhesive.
Please. Okay? Please do.
Keep it fresh, but also keep my shirts looking good.
Absolutely. And not smelling like rotten milk all day.
That's right. First bit of business.
Anyway, thanks, Jim, for the 30 years. Oh, boy.
What do you do? What is your first week at PlayStation?
Oh, man. Find out what's going on with factions. No. I honestly don't know the answer. Like, there'd be so many things that I would want to know. It's kind of like that, the second National Treasure movie, The Book of Secrets.
Yeah.
where the president apparently has a book with all the secrets of government conspiracies, whatever, and if aliens are real, which spoiler alert,
Hmm.
they are. Uh, who knows? Joe's seen a picture. He believes
Yeah.
it. Like
I was one of those guys in Mexico that lifted up the little coffin to see the little alien boy.
I would love to just get like that document or someone come in and be like, listen, here are all the games we're working on.
Yeah.
Here's what they look like. Like that would be my first thing. Just spend a day or two to just kind of familiarize what the teams are working on.
Yeah.
And then just geek out about that. And then figure
Jiminy's back. I hear Jiminy.
Oh, don't get me started.
All right, fair enough.
Crickets are back, y'all, and it's not just only at nighttime, it's all day. And now that I work from home, it's insane. I'm going crazy.
Sorry, continue. It's been a 2-year hiatus. I got excited.
I know. I want to see and learn about everything that the teams are working on is what I would do, and then geek out about that, and then find out how I got in this position and make sure that, physical media is included in every collector's edition, no matter what.
Ooh. All right, fair enough. Here I am, my first day. All right, and this.
Are you doing everything that you can?
Doing everything that I can.
Because you're Superman.
This is also because I'm Superman. Who sings that song?
Goldfinger.
There you go. All right, so
Okay.
this is also kind of my pitch because listen, Jim Ryan's out, Hiroki Totoki is in, and as much as I love that name and how phonetic it sounds, I want to be the next PlayStation CEO. Okay? It's my turn, it's my time to shine, and I'm going to make my case as to why it is Mr. Badbit that should be the SIE chairman going forward. Open the doors and I go, all right, this is how we're going to win the war. Because I'm a wartime CEO. Okay? No more playing Mr. Nice Guy with the green team, the red team, and whatever color we call the PC people. Who knows? They're weird. I'm here to win the war.
Can you rephrase that last statement, please?
The PC people? I don't know what color they are. What color are the PC people?
Can we just rephrase not saying, I don't know what color the PC people are, is what you said?
I mean, listen, if you want to phrase it like that.
That's the way you phrased it. I'm just trying to help you out.
I'm just saying, like, we know, like, Xbox people are green and Nintendo people are red.
Yeah.
The PC, the Steam folks.
Or like a dark blue.
That's too close to our color. We need to take them out. So listen, here's what we're going to do. First order of business. We're getting a 60 FPS patch of Bloodborne. It's been too long, and I don't like it anymore. Now, I'm walking to the Blue Point offices, okay? I'm going over to Texas. All right, so I walked in and I immediately walked out because I'm going to Texas, Blue Point. While I'm on there, because the president needs to multitask, and I am thinking I'm on Air Force One, I'm calling up From Software. I go, how much? They go, how much for what? All of it. They go, that's not up to me. We're owned by. I'm like, shh, shut your beautiful mouth, Miyazaki. Name your price. He names his price. It's absorbent. It's too high. But like a good CEO and a good debater would do, he takes the first offer on the table. So I buy From Software. Okay. Now I take a team from Software, small one. They're going to oversee Blue Point in my Bloodborne remake. As From Software starts development on Bloodborne 2. Okay? So that's first order of business. We got the Blue Points squared up. Okay? Now, where do I go next? I'm going to find the most talented, the most talented indie developers that I could find, and I'm going to have a little mini contest. I need to find me another platformer. You want to know why? Because Ratchet and the little Astro Boy, not enough.
Okay.
We're gonna get Sly Cooper back.
Oh.
And it's gonna be, we're gonna give like the contest out, but I already picked, because that's how I just like to see people fight. That's the type of CEO I am.
Okay.
We're gonna give that to Platonic. And Platonic's gonna make us a Sly game. Okay?
Okay.
Well, just
I would have bought Ember
Relax.
Lab and give them Sly, but it's fine.
Well, because you didn't let me finish. So now we go to Ember Lab.
Okay.
Okay. And they're going to make us a Jack and Daxter game.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to buy them too. We're going to put the ring on it.
Yeah, please do.
Because I'm tired. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Okay.
We're playing fast and loose with our open relationship right now, and
Right.
we need to lock down Ember Lab.
We need to lock them down. We need to lock down all of it. So again, I've already purchased the astronomical From Software automatically. We just won the console.
We don't have money to purchase anything else.
And we don't need any more money. Ooh, Activision. The output
No, I mean
from
Ember Lab. Where are you getting the money
nuts.
for Ember Lab? You spent every dime on From.
No, don't worry. We'll have enough for Ember Lab.
Okay.
Just trust my insight, Kyle.
All right,
please.
I'm sorry.
You got to spend money to make money. All right. I'm spending a little bit of it. Okay.
Really quick, Most Bacon's in chat. Fast and loose with 19 inches.
That's
We're
right.
playing fast and loose with 19 inches.
So now we have acquired, again, Ember Labs From Software. They're now making us our Bloodborne 2. They are now making us a Sly Cooper and a Jack and Daxter game.
Mhm.
Okay. And I feel pretty good. I'm going to kick up my feet and I'm going to walk over to Nintendo. I'm just going to see, hey, how much to buy you guys?
But like, I'm gonna help you out here because we're doing this together.
Oh, yeah. You'll be my
I'll be like,
co-lead.
Joe, make sure that you have in writing that as soon as our week is done, they can't revert all of these things that I just did.
Oh, yeah. No, once I break it, they have to buy it. Okay. So that's what we do. I
Fair.
single-handedly corner the RPG slash
Mhm.
action, role-playing game. I've now successfully got platformers back in a major way. And now I just sit back and relax and I just let the money flow in,
That's fair. You took
Oh,
this in
and
a
I
way
make
more
PC
fun route than I did.
Yeah, and then I make PC and PS5 games day one. Let's just rip the
Okay.
Band-Aid off.
Sure.
You don't need to wait 2 years. It's dumb.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, you want to play them, you play them on PlayStation, you play them on PC.
Mhm.
That's maximum profit
Mm.
day one. Okay?
Mhm.
We'll let the PC people in for just a sec. And they'll go, oh, wow, it's really great here. And you go, whoa, those PC people, they're darker blue than us. We're going to turn them PlayStation blue.
Mm.
That's what I'm going to do.
And to piggyback off of, I see you sitting there in the chair and see you all making these big moves. I'm like, I'm going to take some of Joe's gusto. I'm going to go over to Insomniac and be like, listen,
Oh, please.
we're fast tracking Resistance now. It's coming back.
Ooh.
It needs to
Okay.
happen. Put Wolverine
right.
to the side. I don't care. Bring
Whoa,
Resistance.
let's not get nuts. Let's not get nuts.
And then I'm going over
Holy
to Sucker
shit.
Punch. Like, listen, we want that Cole story to finish in a more satisfying way. You're doing another Infamous game. Ghost is going to go great too. We're going to give you all the money to hire as many people as possible to have a full other team to bring Infamous back. Same thing for you, Insomniac, for Resistance.
Yeah.
I want an Insomniac game every single year going forward. One game a year.
Really? Because all right,
I
this
mean,
is
we've
where we
already
would
got
butt
it.
heads.
Let's be real.
Exactly.
We've
I'm
had
like,
an Insomniac
I would-
game every year.
I would
PS5.
actually tell Insomniac take a year off.
I mean, yeah,
You've
sure.
earned it.
Yeah. I mean,
Take a
You're
week
not-
off.
you're
You
not
don't
wrong.
need. Yeah. So there you go. That's
also,
what I do.
really quickly, I thought it was very funny how you started your whole pitch as president. You're like, and this is why I want to be the Sony president. It sounded like you were auditioning for a reality show.
I
Where the
am. I'm
Sony
gonna.
president chair is up
I'm
for
running.
winning. Oh, yeah? It's like the real world? Or
Yeah.
Big Brother?
So I should have let you in on this a little bit before. I'm turning Patreon into a super PAC.
oh,
So
no.
this is now the Trophy Room Super PAC. Make Bad Bit the chairman,
Oh,
executive
no.
officer of Sony Entertainment.
What's my title? Do I get a title?
And Kyle could come along too.
Can I be vice
2024.
president?
Sure.
I don't like the pause there. My job security is it's
know.
not as good as I thought it was.
But seriously, at the end of the day, like all this talk about like Jim Ryan, like he was a figure, all right. I think at the end of the day, I think Sony and PlayStation's going to be in a good place without him. At the same exact time, I feel like we are in a good place because of him. It's a very weird situation where it's like undoubtedly he's done good for the company. I don't know how well he's done for me, you know? And again, probably incredibly entitled view of mine, but I'll own it. And that's my thoughts as the news is literally just breaking. So, Kyle, that said, we have so much more news to talk about. So let's cover it with a ransomware attack again.
Oh, boy. Groundhog's Day. It's happening all over again. Anthony Nash over at PS Lifestyle writes, Sony investigating breach claims by a ransomware group issues a statement. A ransomware group claimed to have compromised quote-unquote all of Sony's internal systems earlier this week. Today, the company said it has launched an investigation into the claims. In a statement to IGN, Sony acknowledged the report and said that it was, quote, currently investigating the situation, and we have no further comment at this time, end quote. The news comes just a day after a report from Cybersecurity Connect that noted the group claimed that they are planning on selling data that they hacked from Sony due to the company not cooperating with them. Quote, we have successfully compromised all of Sony's systems, the group claimed. We won't ransom them. We will sell the data due to Sony not wanting to pay. Data is for sale, end quote. The report also included screenshots that included images of what looked to be an internal login page, a PowerPoint presentation, Java files, and a file tree summarizing the leak, which is said to include under 6,000 files. The group has listed a date of September 28th, 2023 as a quote-unquote post-date target, with the report implying that if nobody purchases the data by then, it may end up online. Now, Joe, before we get into it,
yeah,
is it just me, or were you also imagining them showing slides written in crayon by a toddler? Because that's how I'm reading. We have all these things that I just imagine, trust me, bro, written in red crayon, very poorly and shoddily.
It's, man, this is, again, Kyle, again.
I mean, what free game we getting?
What free game would you
want? Or are we all getting a
week?
free year of PS Plus? I think that's what it should be.
I think we deserve it.
Yeah.
Is it sad that we might get to know more about what's happening behind the scenes of PlayStation in terms of the games that are coming out in the next year or two out of this leak than PlayStation just coming out and saying it?
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
Yeah.
And again, it makes me why I'm well, maybe new leadership is needed. But at the same exact time, this news here is pretty wild. It's also pretty telling that PlayStation, or it's not, sorry, not PlayStation,
Just
Sony's not budging. They're whatever. This has happened to us so many times at this point. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. And I feel like it's also kind of on us as the players on PlayStation to realize not have credit cards saved on file after the last one.
Yep.
And have two-factor authentication on, all those things.
That.
I also have that.
I have that.
I've learned my lessons.
I didn't learn my lesson. I bought an all digital console. I got it all sorted by this point in time. Yeah, that was a lie. No, yeah. There's nothing much to add to this news it's just interesting that Sony isn't going to pay up.
Yeah.
And just a good PSA for everybody out there. Change the passwords of your PlayStation. Your
just to be
PSN.
safe. Yep.
Yeah. Be safe. Don't be a dum-dum like me who won't do that and will be then surprised why I took a trip to Cambodia.
But you have two-factor on.
I do. Or I took a trip to Belize because I believe in Belize 2024. Sure. See that, PlayStation, what I can do? That was just off the top of my head.
I just can't believe this group. This is what I'm having such a hard time with thinking this is real. Is that the things that they choose to show is a PowerPoint presentation?
Yep.
Why?
I mean, what's on that PowerPoint?
Are you thinking Sony uses PowerPoint and not Google Slides?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. They're going to use a Microsoft product? I don't know.
You think they got their own? Who else has got a
Google Slides.
No. That's not enough.
All right.
That's like bare bones ish right there. You gotta go Word. That's where I draw the line.
Sony having a PowerPoint presentation on the next Spider-Verse movie seems weird to me.
I mean, listen, I want to see that PowerPoint.
With
no,
like the 3D text, like for the
Yeah.
headings, whatever that we all did in middle school, we thought were cool.
I mean, this could either be the biggest nothing burger for sure, or this could be like the
Yeah.
size of the Xbox leaks, where
Sure.
like we know their whole roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow. But again, keep your shit safe, y'all.
Yes, please.
Now let's go wave our fist at the sky for this next bit of news, Kyle.
This comes to us from Evan Campbell over at GameSpot, and Evan writes, "No Last of Us game or TV show updates coming on Last of Us Day. Don't hold your breath for a new Last of Us game reveal or updates on Season 2 of the HBO series tomorrow," which happened yesterday as of recording. Developer Naughty Dog is trying to manage expectations ahead of Last of Us Day, which occurred on September 26th every year. On Twitter, the official Naughty Dog account shared that a special stream will start at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, quote unquote, featuring announcements focused on art, merch, and more. That more, however, doesn't mean new info on The Last of Us Season 2 or updates on the multiplayer title. The studio stated it, quote, will not be discussing any future game or TV show projects, end quote. That said, Naughty Dog has been relatively open about the state of the franchise this year. Earlier this month, Neil Druckmann told Entertainment Tonight that HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 is quote-unquote ready to go once the Hollywood writers' strike ends. A tentative agreement means it may be over soon, and showrunner Craig Mazin confirmed with the Los Angeles Times recently that Abby has already been cast for the sophomore season. In May, the studio disclosed that The Last of Us multiplayer game would need more time in development before getting an official unveiling. In the same social media post, Naughty Dog noted it's working on a new single-player experience, presumably within the franchise.
Ooh, Kyle?
Yes?
I saw a lot of people still really upset about this news. That
I
there
don't
was
know
no major announcement.
how much clearer they could have been.
It's like, all right.
Like, I
This
saw it
year,
in the chat, too, because I watched it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Really cool to see Jonathan Dornbush doing it. That was awesome.
Yes, friendly show.
But people in the chat like, oh, where's Factions 2? Where's Last of Us Part 2, remake, remaster, whatever? Like, where are all these things? They literally said, don't expect it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they need to do.
I mean, listen, I can understand the frustration with the lack of Factions update, right? I don't understand why people are upset at the TV show updates, because have you been living under a rock? There were 2 strikes happening, so like you can't, so you could say, hey, Last of Us Part 2 or Season 2 is, we're on track of making it, but like there's nothing production you can say about that, because no actor is going to come out and say anything about it, because they're under union contract not to say anything or promote anything about any projects because of this strike. So like, you're not going to get that Abby reveal. You're not going to get that teaser, and you're definitely not going to get the writers, to talk about it, because they literally just got back from the strike. So it's like, that wasn't going to be a thing. I do understand the frustration though with Factions, because Neil did say that it was going to be this year that they talked to us. We've only seen slides of this game. And Factions does mean a lot to the Last of Us community. So I understand the frustration there. But I want to say, when it comes to like the merchant stuff, I'm buying all that.
Oh,
I got a problem.
Those posters? I need those posters.
Exactly.
Do I have room on my walls? No, but I want those posters.
But I will make room.
Yeah.
So like, for me, I was texting everybody. I'm like, I want that shirt. My birthday's next week. Hey, I want this poster. My birthday's next week. Hey, I want that statue. My birthday's next week. But like, I think the one thing that is weird, and I want to know what your thoughts are on this, is like Last of Us Day in general. Unneeded, right? It's like N7 Day.
Well, it's that's what I was gonna say. Is like, I do enjoy it having its own celebration, and I think it's more, as Jiminy is chirping in right now.
He's upset.
It makes more sense for the Last of Us Day than N7 Day. N7 Day is just because it's November 7th, right? That's the only
Yeah.
reason why. Last of Us Day, the day the outbreak started, was on September 26th. So
Well, I
that's
also do think there's a lore thing.
oh, is there a lore
Event 7.
thing? My
Yeah.
apologies if that's the
Or
case.
just like the Normandy numbers is on 7, but
Sure.
nonetheless.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I like the little mini celebrations every year.
All right.
Maybe they
Fair.
don't like they're not like you know, bomb dropping mega bombs of like
But they don't
really cool
have to
things.
be.
That's what I mean. I just enjoy like I enjoyed watching Troy sing those songs as Joel.
Yeah.
That was awesome. The posters are great. The shirt is cool. Like I don't know what else you want. As a fan of a thing, you should be excited for them showing off new things for you to like either purchase or celebrate. Like I don't know. Call me old fashioned. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, to me, I was like, oh, this is neat. Because again, I have my expectations in check. Because I'm like, no way they're going to announce anything game related because what we know about
It would have been
that
cool.
development.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think it would have been an excellent idea to talk about Faction 2 on Last of Us Day. There's no other day in the whole year that makes more sense for you to talk about it than on Last of Us Day.
But not just that. It's like, of course, they would love to celebrate TV stuff with y'all because the TV show is up for some of the most awards right next to Succession. So of course they would love to, but like that is out of the question. So it's like they did what they could, and honestly, what they did, I didn't mind it. Yeah. Sorry. That said, Matthew Kennedy writes in, "What's up, guys? Question for the show. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Where is the Last of Us factions? No, seriously. Have you seen or heard about anything of this? Thanks for humoring me. Simple, but pretty powerful question that you literally had in the show notes. What's up with this game?"
I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah?
I really am. I'm still optimistic that it's going to turn out great. We're going to see it somewhat soon, but I feel like that delay thing that they talked about earlier this year, I think maybe was a little bit more significant than I chose to believe it was.
Yes.
Which is fine. Again, it's not like we're hurting for games at the moment.
Right.
So am I extremely curious as to what this game looks like? Hell yes, I am. The artwork, those slides you mentioned are gorgeous. I want to know how this is the next step up, not just in factions, but in Last of Us lore, or like how it fits in. Like I want to know all the things. I am a little bit worried though.
I would be concerned at this point, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think at the end of the day, I'll bring in Katie's question for this. I think you nailed this question. Let's get right into Katie's because it kind of bleeds into what my thought is. So, simple question. When is your cutoff point for factions? When will you start to worry about this game and also start to think, is it worth it? I'd rather see them just work on part 3 or their new IP if they're having this many issues. I don't want to see factions. I do want to see factions, but if it's causing problems constantly, just stick with what you know. As always, love you guys. Take care.
Love you too, Katie.
Thank you. My cutoff point is, honestly, it's this year. The production from Naughty Dog, let's be real, right? Their last true game was back in 2020, right? They should have been showing off something at this point in time. We're now going to get to a point where it's been 4, maybe 5 years, probably, let's be honest, 5 years till the next Naughty Dog joint, right? That's a really long development cycle for that studio to maintain.
Is there a reason why you're not including part 1, the remake?
I'm talking
like a brand new thing,
a brand new entry and or IP.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm not,
okay,
because that's not the full team that's working on that game.
That's fair.
So, to me, I take a look at the troubles with factions and go, when do we say enough? Right? So to me, I'm frustrated because you promised you talk to us this year. It looks like the last chance is really Game Awards, right? But at the same exact time, I just want to see the Naughty Dog I know make the games I'm accustomed to, and I know,
Sure. Yeah.
PlayStation fans, know and love.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I'm just like, just at this point, don't show me anything. Just show me it when you show me it.
Yeah.
I'll be pleasantly surprised, but I don't know where I fall on factions anymore.
Fair.
And I think I'll be real with y'all. I think when Naughty Dog had this game, they're like, hey, we're going to make this big multiplayer thing, something we have done before, but never at this scale.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put in story beats in this game, just like we see some other games as service games do, that keep this story going for X amount of years at a time. And then I think Bungie came in and they go, whoa, that scope is huge. And we're going to tell you why this idea that you have, though it seems great on paper, is going to probably be detrimental to your studio. And they took their notes and went, oh, yeah, these are some pretty awesome notes you got, so we need to readjust. And that's probably where Sony would get involved. Again, this is just me thinking and going, okay, then, guys, we've already spent X amount of millions of dollars on this game. Let's lower the scope, let's trim some of this fat, and let's get this game out in whatever shape or form that may be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually one of the reasons why I applaud Bungie when people go, oh, Bungie has like the sickle and they're just, killing projects. Honestly, if, that's why PlayStation bought them, right? Like they'll go up to a studio and go, and hey, listen, you're in a little bit over your head. You want to know how I know? Because we were in this position 7 years ago, right? They can go in with their expertise because they know how to make a multiplayer game successful for 2-5+ years long, right? Or 10+ years long now at this point. And they know how to make it last. So yeah, I think after that evaluation from Bungie and Co., I definitely think there's a readjustment at that studio of like, where do we put resources? So I would hope the resources are going into part 3 and factions, whatever this is part of part 3.
Fair. I don't have much to add to that, but I will say, as far as like how long of a leash I'm going to give it, is I don't know how long that is, but when we do eventually see it, it has to come out in less than a year from that moment.
Fair.
They can't show it and then be gone for another 2 years. That can't happen. So whenever they show it, it needs to be like in the immediate future.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. And
Kyle, this is something you added.
I did add this because I was dared to do it on Twitter today. Because of Last of Us Day yesterday, our one and only community member, Savoy Prime, a Last of Us Grinch who hates part 2 with a passion and likes to make it known every single time. Well, Savoy, I would just like to thank you for sponsoring this segment, the Last of Us Part 2 Appreciation Corner. Again, sponsored by Savoy Prime. The Last of Us Part 2 is just a incredible masterpiece that we all love here. It's one of the best games ever made, and I'm so happy to know that you've turned around on this, Savoy. So appreciate you for sponsoring this small little segment, and Last of Us Part 2, can't wait to play it again on PS5 soon.
Honest to God, if Florence Pugh is rumored to be Abby and turns out to be the case, I'll let her whack me several times across the face with a golf club.
Spoilers.
Any day. Shoot me in the back with a shotgun, she could.
Oh boy.
When I least expected it, she can.
On TikTok yesterday, I ran into the face actress for Abby talking about a specific scene on a boat and how she had no idea that was going to happen, and it was a little weird for her to have seen that.
Interesting.
I was like, huh.
Interesting.
I never think about that. of like who they model the faces after. It's very, very.
And what those faces would be doing.
Exactly. It's very strange. It must be strange being the person.
Yeah. They'd be like, well.
Okay.
All right. That's why I think this whole AI business is very important. We nip this in the bud.
1,000,000%.
Because I don't want to get my face scanned and then all of a sudden I see myself on an ABC show getting rawed, you know?
On
all right,
ABC?
Kyle.
The same channel that does America's Funniest Home Videos?
After America's Funniest Home Videos, you get into the dark section.
Put your kids to
It'll
bed.
Be on like NCIS, yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, this is the next major news. So go ahead, take it away, good sir.
Gabriel Machado Pereza over at Game Rant writes, Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy will link up to Advent Children. Director Tetsuya Nomura has recently revealed that Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy will link up to Advent Children at the end. Many intriguing pieces of information regarding the trilogy have been coming out lately, such as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's massive file size, and this latest update will certainly please fans of the 2005 movie. FF7 Advent Children.
Oh, no, he's alive.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I just had to cough it out.
Fair enough.
FF7 Advent Children movie was released back in 2005, and it acted as a continuation of the original game's storyline. With the story set 2 years after FF7, the movie saw Cloud returning to action and facing off against new enemies while the hero investigated children stricken by mysterious illness. Advent Children even received a 4K remaster in 2021, and I own it physically. Now the director in charge of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, Tetsuya Nomura, has confirmed to The Guardian that the third game of the trilogy will connect with Advent Children by its end. Nomura previously worked as the director for Advent Children, so it's not surprising that he would be interested in connecting these stories. The trilogy is taking quite a few liberties to change FF7 in several ways so far, as well as giving more attention to previously small parts of the game, so it remains to be seen how it will connect to Advent Children. For instance, Rebirth will have Sephiroth as a playable character for an extended period during some parts of Nibelheim, instead of a very short section like in the original. FF7 Rebirth will be out early next year, but the final part of the trilogy with the connection with Advent Children may still be far off. Recently, the Square Enix developers revealed that they have started to draft the story of the third game in FF7's remake trilogy and have only completed the first part of it so far. Oh
Kyle
my
Stevenson.
goodness.
I remember seeing Advent Children when I was in a Sony style back in 2006.
What is a Sony style?
Well, this is me, the real PlayStation fan here. That was like the equivalent of the Apple Store for Sony products.
Oh, okay.
So you had a PS3 section, you had a camera section, TV, and there was a Bravia on there.
I didn't know they were called Sony styles, but yeah, I've been in a Sony store before.
Yep, it was called Sony style.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my cousin used to work there.
Oh, nice. Did get a good discount on PlayStation stuff?
Wouldn't know because I owned a 360 at the time.
Oh, damn.
I know.
Damn.
I was so dumb as a kid. I really had the golden ticket. Like I could get these games at cost. I want to play Gears of War. Smart decision at the time, really. But like, come on, dumb
Right.
show.
It's okay.
At least I grew out of that phase. All right,
this is awesome.
Kyle. Yeah, is this good? Because I was very confused about. Like I saw from TGS, you're partnering up with Sephiroth, and you're fighting with him.
Yeah, in the OG, there is a flashback mission where Sephiroth is in your party, but he acts on his own. Like he is completely acted in battle in combat by the computer. You can't choose what he does. He just does the thing. So to be able to actually control him in this section in Rebirth is super exciting. I cannot wait.
Nice.
And the fact that it's connecting to Advent Children, I kind of figured it would, with the little hints at them including some certain characters in the remake ending. There's some characters in there that some believe, and I didn't read the Ultimania book, which gives like lore on everything in the game. I don't own that one yet.
I bet you don't, nerd.
Shut up. Go. I will say something that's definitely not PG.
Whatever, dork.
How dare you. I was gonna, nope. I don't have the guts to say it. It's fine. After show, I'll say it. No, after show, I'll say it.
Fair enough.
But there's characters at the end of remake that are hinted at as being characters from Advent Children.
Okay.
So I've kind of already had a feeling that they were going to include it all. The big question is, are they going to do the Vincent only game Dirge of Cerberus as like, which was not very good from what I've heard. This is the one of the games that I have not played yet in the FF7 timeline. But I wonder if that's like the DLC, like Intergrade was, where we get to play as Vincent, even though he's not playable in Rebirth. He's just coming along for the ride. This is exciting. I've been consuming FF7 stuff. I wasn't on the show last week, so I couldn't really talk about it,
man. Tell me about
everything.
As soon as we went live, there was and Final Fantasy stuff. I was like,
yeah. Everything. So TGS had like an extended hour-ish of them just playing around in the world and showing off the world and the combat and the synergy dual combo meters and how you are capturing chocobos and running into Chadley, who is now surveying the land of FF7, and that's how different missions and stuff pop up on the overworld. You go to a tower and unlock it, and then it'll show you where all the things are that you can go do. The map looks massive, and that's only at the very beginning part. Like, you're eventually going to go across the ocean to other parts in the game that is going to happen because of the trailer. Like you can craft items. You can, by doing the Chadley stuff, that's how you unlock some materia. There's summons. There's this game's going to be massive. Absolutely massive. I've watched Maximilian Dude try to paste together screenshots of the map to try to truly figure out how big things are. Yeah. I'm in it, Joe. This is my most anticipated next year by miles. There's nothing that's going to touch this. And I'm happy that it's I don't know, less than 6 months away, 5 months away.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I love how so excited you are. You can barely form sentences.
That's what FF7 does to me.
Kid. You're like, the map, it's big. Chadley's there. And you had a model for the first game. You could crash.
Chocobos. The one thing that does bum me out is that they've only written the first part of the third game. Am I going to be 50 years old before I play the whole trilogy?
Yes, you are.
I don't like that. But there's nothing I can do about it. Rebirth is going to be massive, though, so I'm very excited.
Yeah. Everything I've seen as just a noob to the series has me really, really excited. So I am someone who hasn't played Final Fantasy VII, for anybody who don't know. I played Remake. I really liked it. And I refuse to play Final Fantasy VII because I actually do want to get all of Final Fantasy. I want to at least play through Rebirth before I get it.
That's fair.
Right? And then I could see the differences between. But I really love the world, the characters, and now to see more of them and seeing how just vibrant it is. Because, Midgar was just so dark.
It blocked out the sky. The plates were blocking out the sky. It was crazy.
So to see this beautiful lush world outside of it, I'm very interested to see what goes on. And am I thinking about paying $350 for 19 inches in Sephiroth?
Oh, God.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking it.
I can't do it.
That's a lot.
I want it so bad. I have the deluxe though, pre-ordered.
Yeah.
At Best Buy to get a second steelbook, so I'm good.
You're right. I should just go through Best Buy. All right. It's time for some flashes. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Hey, Kyle, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, slashes through to 10 million copies sold. This is one of my favorite From Software games. Platinum Dit.
Ooh.
Okay. I love it. Awesome to see this game sell so well.
I'll play it eventually.
Next. You should. It's really good, especially if you like Liza P.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like Liza P is more akin to Sekiro than Bloodborne, combat-wise, from what I've tell.
Hey, Kyle, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Oh, sure have.
The Talos Principle 2 will test your mind this November on PlayStation 5. We could
Yep.
not go past that.
No, we're not, because
You
I
don't
have it
need
on
to
my
address
team.
it. What team?
The Fantasy Critic team. You literally
Never heard of it.
texted me saying, "Oh, it sounds like it's coming out next year," and then a day later, like, you know what, Kyle, we got you.
Dates can move, man. Dates can move. One company could say one thing one day. Company could say
This was
something
not
different.
a part of the Devolver delayed presentation.
I don't know about
So,
that.
I'm
I
pretty
guess
sure.
we'll just have to wait. November
Okay.
2nd. Cameron Monaghan, the actor behind Cal Kestis, the protagonist of both Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, has confirmed a third game is in the works. I don't even need to go on any further. Of course. They both sold extremely well
Yeah.
and are beloved by Star Wars fans.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest games of the year. Duh.
Come on. Come on. All right, talk more about Star Wars. Yes, I shall. Fortnite is getting a Star Wars makeover with lightsabers and Ahsoka out now. This comes from Mark Delaney over at GameSpot. Like some Jedi and Sith characters before her, Ahsoka will appear on the island as an NPC and offer players Jedi training, which plucks them off the map for a brief moment, only to return with equipped white lightsaber and force abilities. These abilities allow you to jump higher, spin faster, and push objects and players away with tremendous force. Since Ahsoka is now an unlockable mid-season skin, you'll find a bevy of in-game challenges to complete in order to actually add her accessories to your account. Kyle?
I'm a little confused.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you for a second. What's that?
Oh, I'm a little confused.
Okay.
This is taking place mid-match?
This is mid-season. Yeah, so like
No.
you'll
I
walk
mean,
up-
but like you walk up and then she brings you away during a
Yep.
battle royale match.
Yep.
How
then
long are
like-
you away?
It's like a second. It's like
Oh,
the
okay.
last
So you're
time
not
they did it-
actually having to do Jedi training things.
No, it's like you literally
Got
walk
it.
in a portal and out.
I
That's
literally
literally
thought you
it.
had to complete like missions to gain the powers
No.
or whatever. Okay,
No,
cool.
no. This is awesome. Ahsoka's amazing. If you haven't watched it, what are you doing? I love this show very, very, very much. God bless this show.
I can't wait
Everybody
for it
who
to be
worked on
over.
this show. Why is that? Why you
Every
gotta be
week,
so mean?
I every week I receive 6 text messages in a row, you proclaiming it's the second coming of Christ.
It is. It is.
And no shame.
Dave
I'm glad you're
Filoni.
having a good time. But it's like clockwork. As soon as you're done finishing the episode, I get like a string of texts.
So good though. All right, Kyle, you want to get upset because I know this is
I'm ready to be outraged on the internet.
Urgh. Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition will be available for $59.99, and it's coming to PC early next year.
How dare they?
It comes with the Burning Shores DLC for PlayStation 5 and PC, and it will cost $59.99.
How dare they make smart business decisions?
How dare they? And it's not $70 after 2 years after it's been on the market. Come on. Darn. Hey, Kyle, here's something you just put
I
in
added
there.
this in because I remembered it earlier.
Something-
Hideo Kojima has been editing a trailer for Death Stranding 2, and if
Okay.
you really zoom in and you could read the file name, it seems to read State of Play Death Stranding 2 trailer as the file name.
Oh.
So some are speculating that maybe this might be a hint at maybe an October State of Play.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
So
It's a rumor.
wow.
It's not like,
It's a rumor.
confirmed. It's just a rumor. It says a photo directly from Hideo Kojima's personal assistant, which was tweeted out of him editing a trailer, a footage or something at his desk. And if you zoom in, you can kind of sort of make sense of the words State of Play.
First off, that chair does not look comfortable.
No,
Hideo.
like I'm very uncomfortable in my chair now. That is like nightmare for me.
Yeah, that just looks like he's just squatting at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that, like, come on, man, get You don't need to be in pain.
No.
You know.
But that
That's all
is
I'm saying.
exciting. I want to see more Death Stranding too, if I'm quite honest.
So this I did not see this news all day. So holy crap. This is huge.
It could be making, mountains out of a molehill or whatever.
I mean,
Doesn't
he
mean
has
much.
been editing this gosh dang trailer since August, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he has been in the editing room
Mm-hmm.
for a minute now. We kind of all like thought it was at like opening night live, and then that didn't happen. Then we're like,
Game Awards.
oh, this is probably Xbox's thing.
Oh, fair.
Back in in TGS, that wasn't it. So it's going to be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we get one more state of play this year?
I don't want another one focused on Spider-Man 2, but I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I have.
That's it. That's all of me. I'm blown away. I did not see this bit of news.
Okay.
I've been
Again,
stalking through it all day.
Rumor.
Right.
It's just a rumor.
Okay.
But yeah, I think on Twitter somebody did zoom in and you could kind of tell. It looks like a 3-worded thing followed by DS2 trailer.
I'm just trying to think of like
logistically like when it would happen. That's also what I'm just trying to figure out. Like a November
because it
one?
can't be near Spider-Man because that would make no sense. It can't be in early November because Call of Duty. So like theoretically, it could come out maybe in December, right before Jeff's show, or maybe January.
Could be. Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows? Craziness. Also, Kyle, just for you, because I know you're a fan, Alan Wake 2 previews are in, and they're pretty glowing.
Yeah, I haven't watched or read anything yet. I kind of want to go in fresh, but
okay.
It's good to know that Remedy's got another seemingly hit on their hands, and I cannot wait.
Can't wait. I'm same with you. I don't want to see any more. Let me just dive into this nightmare.
Yep.
You know?
Halloween, baby.
All right. Kyle.
Yeah.
This is you've been waiting for this. Holy crap. Now I'm seeing it.
You're seeing the list, right?
You're right. You haven't been here for 2 weeks. No. Oh my God.
I know we're already going long, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on each one.
Just talk about it, man. What have we been playing this week?
Road to Greatness, whatever. So I'll start with the things that I put in the least amount of time in. Okay. I did play the Ghost Runner 2 demo. I don't know if you played it and talked about it last week.
I did not get to, no.
I'm real bad at the game. I'm so bad. I was bad at the first game. I'm also terrible at this one. It's just too fast for me.
So I was gonna say, Ghost Runner is essentially
it's Doom with a sword, and it's one hit kills. Like that's how fast twitchy it is with the camera work and whatnot, and you have to be quick with it. The thing about this one that I do see the improvements from the first game because I put I think like 4 or 5 hours into the first game. Didn't get far because again I suck at it, but. This one is so stylish. The music is killer. This is I will be shocked if this is not in our soundtrack of the year because the music is so good. I'm just saying I'm saying that right now.
Awesome.
The level design is great. The enemies are cool. The parrying is very cool and fun.
Has to be satisfying.
It's very satisfying. It is, and like maneuvering around the levels, whatever, is super fluid and fun. So. This is going to be pretty good. So if you're into that kind of fast, twitchy, first-person perspective kind of game, I think you would really dig it, Joe. So yeah. Ghost Runner 2 demo. Everyone can play it. It's great.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go right into the other demo. One of my most anticipated games of the year, Star Ocean Second Story R.
Gush over it. Kyle.
It is everything I fucking wanted it to be and more. And yes, I dropped an F-bomb. I'm sorry. It's
all right.
So
Kids gotta learn.
Incredible. It is so good. Played a nice, decent chunk too, and I'm kind of happy that it stopped where it was at. So now when the game fully comes out, I can pick up from there. Because I played the intro so many times, so I kind of knew
you know everything.
I just kind of want to meet the other characters and whatnot, but the towns look incredible in this new art style. The battles, the combat is just as fun. I enjoy it. The voice acting, it takes some getting used to.
I was gonna say, so like that's the new thing, right? There's no voice acting in the
couldn't
original.
remember if the PSP version had voice acting or not. It's been a while, but it takes a little getting used to hearing their voices. But they all sound pretty great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so good. Please go play.
And it's
it.
like 2.5D.
It's like the Octopath
Traveler,
like HD awesome. Voxel kind of look to it, pixelated look. Okay. It's gorgeous.
Digging it.
It's great. I cannot wait. Oh man, where to go next? It's wild. Let's do Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay. Because Dawane Raksha writes in with this question. I was snooping Kyle's trophies as he was playing MK1, and I wanted to ask what kind of monster doesn't complete with a K the story mode first. Care with a K. To explain yourself.
I would love to explain myself. Here's the deal, Dawane and everyone out there. Yes, I want to play the story mode. But when I decided to play it, it was late at night. I was tired. I didn't want to start the story then. So I started the invasion mode just to see what it was and what it's about.
Yeah.
And the trophy list for Mortal Kombat is not that hard.
Oh, really?
It's not bad. I think PowerPix has it like a 3 out of 10. So it's very doable. And so I was popping trophies in invasion. I was like, you know what? Let me just do it all. And like I'm very close to finishing that mode for now. There's one trophy nobody has, and it's still up in the air of like, how do we fight a Titan boss? No, it's just a Titan boss, and no one knows where the Titan boss is. But man, this game is gorgeous. Yeah, and I am blown away by how gorgeous this fighting game looks. It's insane, and it's super fun as a non-fighting game person who spams uppercut and like the sweep the leg attack.
That's what I'll be doing.
It's really, really, really cool. It's very pretty. I'm excited to get into the story. The invasion mode is fun. I am feeling the repetitiveness of it all because it's literally like you go along on the map. There's like little circles as like waypoints, whatever, or actions that you can do, and every single one of those is a fight. Then you can run in and do simple towers. You can get ambush. Secret bosses pop up sometimes after you already beat somebody, and you can buy items and level up your characters, and it's got like RPG system to it, so like you can put points into strength, health, defense, agility. It like equip talismans and stuff to give you buffs and other attacks, whatever. So it's pretty meaty. It is fun to do, and you can use any character that you want. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's just like I want to see the story. Like that is the thing that I want to, and I'm almost done with it. So eventually I'll get to that.
Fair enough. So you're doing evasion mode first just because you're like, hey, I got like an hour after work.
Yeah, I started it. I just kind of want to get through it to get to the story.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I finally put in like 10-ish hours of Sea of Stars.
Tell me about it.
Joe.
Kyle.
Beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah?
It's it's everything I wanted from this game. It is that old school RPG. The combat is great, where it is the Paper Mario RPG mechanics of you having to be, I almost said coherent, but like with it during the combat, like you can't, it's not passive. You are involved in the actions and having to time attacks to get follow-ups or keep the special attack going. The writing is phenomenal. The music is stellar. Visuals are great. I love, my favorite character is one of the pirates.
Yes.
Who clearly knows she's in a video game.
Yes.
And she was like, "Oh, well, you're not a fan of Fetch Quest, are you?" I'm like, "Wait, how? Why are you talking?" Or, "Oh, did something just happen that everything was going so swell and something really bad just happened? Huh? Weird how that is going on right now." Just very acutely aware that they're in a video game. It's so incredibly well written.
What is their name again? I forgot.
It's like Yolanda, or something like that.
There you go.
That whole pirate crew is fantastic.
Awesome.
And
I love them.
Jonathan or the guy who can only do magic with 2 eye patches on.
Yep. He
Like,
has to be blind.
it's the
Stupid.
humor.
I love it.
Humor is great, and I just hit a very major plot point, and I'm excited to see where this goes.
Okay.
Easily one of my favorite games of the year, bar none.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back into it. Probably at this point in November. Yeah, but I'm excited nonetheless.
And then it brings to me the game,
Oh boy! All right.
which it might be right up there with Final Fantasy 16 as my game of the year.
Oh.
Liza P. I have beaten everybody Liza P from start to finish before they just did a patch update to lower the boss's health. I have beaten it. Yeah, and to allow the final boss to be staggered a little bit easier. I've done it. I've beaten the thing. I've gotten 2 of the endings because there's a way you can upload the cloud save to whatever.
The save scum it, yeah.
I can't wait to talk to you about the ending. I want to scream it out loud because it is so damn cool. What NeoWiz and Round 8 Studio are doing is incredible. It truly is. And this is as a new Souls fan, this is the closest thing I've played to a Bloodborne, to a From game in combat wise, except from what I'm gathering, the parry system is akin more to Sekiro because it is very rhythm based. There's a lot of timing where I feel like I'm counting beats in my head to hit the block button at the right time.
I will say Sekiro's parrying system is far better. I feel like Liza P's iframes are a bit more unforgiving, actually.
Yeah, I don't rarely dodge in Liza P. I just can't. The dodge isn't great.
It's funny. I mostly dodge or block, just because I feel like the wind up that a lot of these characters do, I'm not the biggest fan of.
Fair.
It's really hard to guess that rhythm. Where Sekiro, it's usually like, for example, like Lady Butterfly is like parry, 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 left parry, left parry, parry, parry. Like you can, it's very fast and sudden. Where like this one's like, I'm gonna uppercut you in 1, 2, wait.
Nope, and some of the follow-up attacks are a little unfair.
Yes,
it's like nonstop. So yeah, it is frustrating at times, but the fact that they made a Souls game about Pinocchio and pulled it off is impressive.
Because you could think first part, you're like, oh, this is kind of corny, right? No, because it's not like
great.
It's not Disney ripping off the story of Pinocchio that we all know.
No,
it's a story of Pinocchio, but then somehow even darker.
Way darker.
And so, like, the one thing that we don't realize as the audience is like all these the fairy tales we know that are told from Disney are way more lighthearted than their predecessors, and it seems like NeoWiz took the original source material and went, how can we create an even darker world here? And they pulled it off.
I almost just spoiled the ending, and I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell you after the show because I know you don't care, and it doesn't have to do with the story of Liza P.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, tell me after the show.
Yeah. Because I need to talk about it with somebody. I can't be alone on the island.
Listen, if you get to hear my incoherent rants after Ahsoka, I could.
Fair. How are you liking Liza P though? Where are you at? I think when you texted, you were at a cathedral. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yes,
but
I got past the cathedral and way
that's a dope boss, right?
A dope boss. I'm gonna say something very unpopular. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
A lot of people are like, these bosses are really hard.
You haven't met the hard ones yet.
I hope I haven't, because I've been beating them on the second try.
Okay.
Like tops. But like, not to say they're not good. I'm just very, I don't like to brag.
I will say I did hop into a New Game Plus just to see if I could take another full playthrough immediately for the platinum, because I got most of the trophies, only a couple missing here or there that require you to do New Game Plus. The basic enemies were like two-shotting me. And I'm like, I'm not having fun. So I deleted it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm coming back later. Because if I didn't delete it, I'd be thinking about it constantly. It'd be the Elden Ring effect. And everything would be put to the side because I can't stop thinking about it.
Now, do you want to plat this game?
Eventually, I do.
Okay. Now, Kyle, I just want to just make note. On Cast Co-op, a show that I do over at Season Gaming,
Mm-hmm.
Ains called our session with trophies gross, and he called my idea of symbolic platinums one of the dumbest things he's ever heard.
I agree with the
I would like
symbolic platinums.
fuck. Wait, sorry. Off. What are you talking about? I thought my co-host, one of my best friends, would have my back at this trying time.
No, just I understand your symbolic platinums when it's impossible to get the platinum.
Yes.
I get that. But just to get it just because it's too hard, no. I'm
No. Listen. Ains is saying even if it's glitched, it's dumb. And I'm saying, Ains, you're a man who goes out there and buys $20,000 statues just to put them in a box and put them in a storage container. You know, you have your poor interns out there getting paper cuts because they're trying to unbox these lavish statues of Lilith that you're then just going to put aside into a corner to collect dust as your wife questions why she married you in the first place. You know, that's what I'm saying.
But Ains just, crapping on trophy obsession to begin with.
Because he's not good at them.
Who hurt you?
Well, because
I'm sorry that you were the best stick and hoop player back in your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know.
Trophies are great. The achievement system isn't great. And maybe that's why he has a problem, because he's on Xbox and achievements are dumb.
It's just fun. This doesn't hurt anybody.
Exactly. Symbolic trophies are dumb. You're dumb. You know? You're dumb. Get a different smile, Lance. Get a different smile. How about that? All right. Red Arrow writes in. Hey there, Kyle and Joe. I have a question for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeah.
But first off, I discovered you guys on the IGN podcast Beyond a while back and haven't stopped listening to you guys since. So glad to support you guys every month. Always make me smile, laugh, and getting me through my hard days. You guys are living my dream of talking about video games and entertainment. I love it. Don't stop what you're doing. Your podcast is my favorite video game podcast and PlayStation podcast to listen to each week. My question is this. See, I add that part in because I like to stroke our ego every now and again.
Sure.
Sometimes I forget.
Thank you so much, Red Arrow. That's amazing.
I know, it's very nice. October is jam-packed. It's a jam-packed month for video game releases on every console. We all know Spider-Man 2 is a must-play for sure, but what are other games on any other console, not just including Spider-Man, that you are going to play for the month of October? And what is your criteria for selecting/buying new video games if you have a certain amount of money for your video game budget each month? Kyle?
What is this budget you speak of?
I was about to ask you the same question.
What is budgeting? I just throw money around like it's nothing.
Jeez.
I'm really bad at it. I need to get better at it. But when it comes to I typically, and I know it's bad, I shouldn't, I buy any game that I want to play, whether I play it right away or not. When it comes to this October, besides Spider-Man, which I can't believe is like in 2 weeks time?
25 days.
It's a little over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Nuts. I'm excited for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play a game that's going back to its roots and be a little bit more stealthy. I'm enjoying everything that they've showed, and that has been like one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year. Yeah. And it's kind of hard to pick, right? Because there's so many. Like Alan Wake 2 is also another one that I'm super excited to play.
Super excited.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
Great question, Kyle. I'm excited to play Assassin's Creed. I'm playing a game I can't talk about, but very excited to talk about. Ooh, maybe next week you're going to hear more about it.
I'm very excited. I don't know. I have no idea.
You'll be way less excited when I tell you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you willing something into existence happened, and I was very excited.
Oh no. But that's the next game. Like for me, October is gonna be Assassin's Creed Mirage. You got the Lords of the Fallen. Very excited for. Then you have Spider-Man. So I know I'm gonna spend a mortgage payment on Spider-Man, right? It's just that's my
I mean,
favorite
you already
character of all
have.
time. I already have. Again, we're giving away a PS5 for charity. I'm giving a controller away to Sean, which I don't know what country he's in, but I'm shipping it anywhere. Remember that. He could be in the island country of I don't know. What's that little country like the little island right off of like France?
Go
What's
for
a
it.
little island? It was where Napoleon was exiled.
Okay.
There.
Oh, okay.
I'd ship it right there. I'd ship it to Napoleon himself, but he's dead.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, nonetheless, so I know, I know. Realistically, I've been working really hard so that I could get some PTO for Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
and that's on check. So in October, everything should be like I should have a normal 40-hour week rather than the 60-hour weeks I've been putting myself in, 60-hour plus weeks I've been putting myself through. So there's a silver lining there that I'll have more time to engorge myself on games. But usually the way I think about it is I have a plan of I could buy a game or two a month and I could justify one more if it's coverage for the trophy room.
Mm.
So for October, we will be covering the major games that come out, but we're just going to do it in trophy room fashion where the ones that we realistically can't get to or the ones that we are legitimately not interested in, we'll have our friends come in and talk about them and we'll have a discussion. Maybe they hype us up and, as the kids say, gas us up, you know? Finna what I'm saying, Kyle? So that's how I usually.
What happened last week? Why are you coming with all this lingo this week?
Because I'm gonna turn 33 next week. Or sorry, 32 next week. All right, I gotta keep the youthfulness alive, or else I'm just gonna be talking about stock options, and that's gonna depress me. All right. So yeah, that's usually how I determine it. And also, thank you for the very wonderful words.
Yes, absolutely. And as far as like us living your dream Red Arrow, do the thing. Make a podcast. Talk about video games.
Yeah. I'd give it 5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go do the thing. Now, are you holding on to something, Kyle?
I am. A can of compressed air.
I am holding my lanyard, my Starfield lanyard.
Ooh, where'd you get that?
GameStop. They gave it to me because nobody wanted it, and I was like, "I'll take it."
Oh, was that like a pre-order bonus?
No, I bought the steelbook, and then they're just they're like, "Oh, we have a lanyard. I don't know if I could give it away." But he's like, "I'm not gonna play it, so you can have my lanyard."
I bet you it's like one of those employee lanyards with the name tag. Yeah, all right,
definitely
that's cool.
is, and that's mine.
Sweet.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront on Tuesday, September 26th. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, PS5 only. This is a game I've been playing for a few hours now. Let me tell you something about Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Holy Christ, they're doing it. If this was the game that came out in 2020, if this was the Prince that was promised, Kyle, this would have been my game of the year and then some.
Sweet.
Like, this is the 2.0 update drastically changes how you interact with this game, changes how combat works, where like the combat was already stellar in Cyberpunk 2077, but now they just give you more abilities that are just fun. Like it's not like, oh, your gun shoots 2% faster. Now it's like there is literally a shotgun skill that's called rip and tear. And you get an amplifier bonus every time you rip limbs off with your shotgun.
Ooh.
You get devastating like blows with it. You get to ricochet bullets with katanas as you charge at them and slice and dice them in slow-mo. The abilities that you get in your skill trees, they learned the lesson. It's the skill trees are just so improved. The story. Oh, Idris is something.
Let's say, did Mama Bad Bit see Idris?
She's going to. She'd be like, ooh wee. This game's story is incredible and it's elevated by Phantom Liberty. I am like 5 to 6 hours in right now, and it is going to be all consuming. This is going to be the game I think about all week. I need to beat it before Mirage, but oh my God, Kyle. I'm trying to coerce Kyle into saying, let Phantom Liberty be in the best RPG this year. Kyle is not having it because he thinks it's a DLC, but
it's just an
it's more.
update. It's not a standalone thing.
You sound so stupid when you speak sometimes, Kyle. It's not like that.
Wow. You're very toxic right now, Joe.
I am. I'm gonna gatekeep you. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm the real fan. But honestly, Phantom Liberty is stellar, and I am surprised because usually, like, I've put 80 plus hours into this game, so usually when I come back to a game, it's a little bit foreign to me. But even with all the new systems, and again, there is a lot. Like, you can literally, there's a skill where you get to jump out of the car and like do matrix shots. Oh my god, it's cool.
Is it too much?
No, it's so
Okay,
good, Kyle.
okay.
It's the perfect time to play now, Kyle.
No, you can't say that. You cannot say it's the perfect time to play Cyberpunk when all these other games are coming out. You can't say that.
Yes, I can. Go play this game. Every game could wait. Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. It is elevating one of my favorite RPGs of all time into my favorite RPG.
Okay.
Like since Skyrim. So that should tell you
how much is the update?
So
price?
The 2.0 update is free.
Yes. Phantom Liberty
is $30.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. My Time at Sandrock comes out on PS5. Paleo Pines on PS5, PS4. This all on September 26th. On Thursday, the 28th, Infinity Strash. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai comes out on PS5, PS4. Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon on PS5, PS4.
Free update.
On Friday. Oh, free update.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. On Friday, the 29th, Cocoon comes out on PS5, PS4. And EA Sports Football Club 24 comes out on PS5, PS4. Also, fun fact, EA took down all the FIFA games on digital storefronts.
Yeah.
Can't get FIFA anymore.
Because they don't have the license for FIFA.
Isn't that just crazy?
That's what I've been trying to say. Physical media, baby.
I bet if you turn it on, it's just you just get a blue screen. All right. That's all that's coming out this week. It's time for our favorite segment of the night, but sadly, our last segment of the night. That is the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
That's right, cowboy. The Hobgoblin writes in, on the topic of where is, whatever happened to abandon?
Oh, boy. What happened?
I don't know. You tell me. Seems like there was a flurry of activity last year due to statements made by Blue Box, and since then, nothing. When other teams, i.e. Deviation, have had areas downsized, we've heard about it. But for this, nothing. Has it/they faded into obscurity, or is there the tiniest chance that something is being developed? Kyle?
I don't know.
I think I know.
I honestly feel like this might be the biggest prank of all time, and Blue Box pulled a sheet over PlayStation's eyes and got them to write a blog post about it and had these really gorgeous looking screenshots and seconds of video, took their money and ran. I don't think we will ever see what Abandon is.
Yeah, I think Abandon was a lot of assets from a storefront being put on display for maybe somehow to get more investment because, oh, wow, this game looks great on the PlayStation blog. So some random investor would go and throw a couple grand at it. But this it turned out to be probably a few people way in over their head and thinking that all good publicity is bad, or sorry, all publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad. Because they were trying to ride on the Kojima thing, but it got way too ahead of them. And it is them just fading into obscurity. I don't think there's anything truly meaningful behind Abandoned. So, yeah. Hobgoblin, though, great question. Great question. I love it. Una writes it. Hey, guys.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking, like, if there ever is a dream documentary on a video game, I want to know what's going on with this.
Yes.
Get Hassan in a room, talk to him about what's happening. So much like the Firefest doc on Netflix. I want one about Abandoned.
I was thinking of like Making a Murderer, but it's called like Not Making a Game. You know,
Fair.
Una writes in, hey there, guys. Hope you're both doing well. As for Kyle, good job on giving COVID that word, the RKO.
Hell yeah.
My question this week is, what has been your favorite balances that developers have put out after a game launch? Liza P got this treatment yesterday as a balance patch that has come out, and it's got me thinking of other balancing patches to games that have been received. So I throw the ball over to you guys. What has been your favorite balance patches in games? That's a trick question, Kyle, because I hate all of it. Then I
hate all balance patches?
Yeah, because then I gotta get reused to like a gun or a weapon every time.
Fair.
Call of Duty, everybody finds the meta, everybody's using it. Then 3 weeks later, they change it, and then people find it again. It's just, I hate it.
I get it. I kind of like it because now I can hold it over everyone, Liza P fans' head and be like, hey, I beat it when all the bosses are super hard. So,
so you're going to become the toxic From fan.
No, I am not.
This is Kyle's villain arch. Get the eye patch ready, Kyle. Oh, he's got it.
I mean,
punish Kyle.
I mean, when I really think about the balance thing, like it happens in sports games all the time. So I'm used to it with MLB The Show, where they change players' attributes, whatever, and change the makeup of teams or whatnot. And I kind of dig it. It keeps things a little bit fresh. But when it comes out like something big like this, where it like affects. Like this one had like boss's health is down, like stagger windows have increased. Some other like really good quality of life things. I appreciate it. It's always fun.
Yeah. The next question on the list, which is the last question. Oh, sorry. Second to last question comes from Ace Insane going, hey guys, question for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeah.
Last Monday, oh my goodness. Last Monday, my kids and I were hit by a reckless driver. Sorry about that. I was on my phone. Kids were perfectly fine.
Okay. Kids are fine.
Got it. I was working on that joke all night. And I, on the other hand, fractured my right hand and have to wear a splint that makes me unable to play with a controller for at least another 3 weeks. Jesus. I'm hoping to be free by October 20th. Because if I can't play Spider-Man 2 on release day, that will totally bum me out. My question, while being unable to play games, is what shows, new or old, do you recommend checking out? I have access to just about every streaming service out there, so don't let that hold back any recommendation. Hope you guys are doing well. And Ace Insane, I hope you're suing that guy for all he's worth.
Yeah, dude. Also, I'm super happy the kids are okay, and you made it out with just a fractured right hand. I realize that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy you and the family are okay. Jesus, that must have been terrifying.
Right?
Oh, boy.
Because here I am, like, on a stroll, and then boop, boop.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, fun fact, my best friend's ex-boyfriend ran over a biker once.
Oh.
Why? Because he was on his phone.
Dummy.
He's the most, I know, well, he's a big dumb idiot. But, like, nonetheless, like, that is scary.
It's very scary.
Ooh-wee. So, yeah, I hope you're seeing, like, a good $500 million.
Yeah.
Buff that out. Yeah.
As far as show, like...
Show. Sorry.
I know nothing of the source material at all. One Piece on Netflix is a great time. I know that's your answer. One Piece is an incredible time. I had such a good time watching that show, and I'm like itching for a second season or like to learn more about the characters in the world because it was such a good time. As far as like any other shows, what's the murder show on Hulu that I watched? Only Murders in the Building.
Only Murders in the Building.
Great.
Is fantastic.
What We Do in
Yeah.
the Shadows, great.
Phenomenal.
And you know what? I will DM you, Ace Insane, on Discord. I have a bunch of movie codes, so if you want some movie codes, let me know. I'll give you
that's
some
nice.
codes so you can watch.
I'm
I
like,
have
Kyle, you were all like
Spider-Verse or
very
whatever.
nice. Yeah, you were very nice and sincere, and I'm like, let me try to crack a joke in these trying times. You know,
Yeah.
let's turn this guy's, you know,
Misfortune
crazy
into
life moment,
comedy.
into comedy. That's sadly how I work. Trauma, let's try to meet it with comedy. Being serious about something, let me try to squeeze a joke in here. It's my goddamn curse. Okay, for me, I'm very much the same way. Like all your recommendations on the same page. But of course you gotta watch Ahsoka. And because you're hurt, here's what you need to do. You need to watch Star Wars Rebels, because it's a stellar time. And one of the characters is a war criminal, but we love him anyway. Um, and yeah, it's go watch Ahsoka and go see what the most purest Star Wars looks like. It's that. It's stellar. And then I'm gonna go for one on each. Go watch Shrinking on Apple TV. Great show. Great
Okay.
show about mental health. Really good. Also,
Is
Ted
that the one
Lasso.
with Jason Segel?
Yep, Jason Segel's in it.
Okay.
Yep. And Harrison Ford. But go watch Ted Lasso if you haven't. It's literally the greatest show ever made. Then, the loudest car passes by me, Hulu, go watch New Girl. That show's always been great. I've been rewatching it at work. It's stellar. Go watch Always Sunny on Hulu as well. Then on Netflix, honestly, go tab over all the way to the right and go cancel subscription because there's nothing on it, man. That's it.
I just said One Piece.
All right. If you're a weeb, you go
If you
to
haven't
the
watched
One
Stranger
Piece.
Things, watch Stranger Things.
True.
I'm not a joke. If you want something fun to watch Nailed It
Twisted
on
Metal.
Netflix.
Oh, fair enough.
Have you ever watched Nailed It?
No, it's Nailed It.
It's a baking show where they take people who can't bake and have them try to make like really cool looking intricate cakes.
Oh, I
And
might
Nicole
win.
Byer is the comedian who's the host. She's fantastic and really funny. They have other
Nailed It.
comedians come on and just make fun of them. It's a good time. There's a lot of seasons on there. Me and the girls watch it all the time. It's great.
You know what? I actually that does just describe me. Oh boy. All right. Green Gorilla Gamer writes in, "Sup boys? Last question of the night. That means what a weird couple of weeks it's been. All these strikes and acquisition talk. Let's take a step back and think about something a bit more relaxing, shall we? What is a cozy game you turn to when you're just looking to decompress and relax? I wouldn't classify MLB The Show for Kyle or Fortnite for Joe as one of those games. LOL, this isn't a game you turn on when you have nothing else to play. It should be something that's calming in its own right. For me, I tend to go with the OGs 50% of my time. Minecraft. Ooh, okay. There's always that season where it's all you can play with a group of friends for weeks and then drop it again. That's Sea of Thieves. It's one of the most nostalgic games out there for my generation. That's true. It just makes you feel like a kid again. But the other 50% is always leaning towards my favorite game of all time and my oh so cozy in many ways, Terraria. Interested what you guys have to choose. As always, hope you guys have a great week. Hope you're feeling better, Kyle. And prayers for Mama Badbit, and give your dog some extra head scratches from yours truly.
Yeah.
I shall and I will.
Shout out to the Terraria devs as well for giving money to the other game engine companies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Over the whole Unity stuff. They gave $100,000 each to two different game engine places for them to really
Like up and coming software
to make it
companies. That's
easier
cool.
for devs to make games, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Also, just really quickly, I did just earn a Mortal Kombat trophy during the podcast, and I just want to
All right.
it's spent an hour of in practice mode. So I
So you
open
just have the
practice, and controllers on the charging stand, and it works. So we're good.
I love it. I love it. Never change. Never be
No,
ashamed of who you are and the trophies we love,
yeah.
Ainsley Bowden.
See how easy that was? I'm
It's so easy.
multitasking right here. Because who wants to spend an hour in actual practice mode? Nobody.
I mean,
It's funny you bring this up, Green Gorilla Gamer. I actually hopped into one of my comfort games the other day, briefly, for maybe in 40 minutes or so. Tetris Effect is the game.
there.
Tetris, Peggle, any sort of like puzzle-ish games where you can just kind of lay back and enjoy the music and do mind-numbing kind of things. I think Tetris is mind-numbing. It becomes second nature after a while.
I like that because I've been thinking about getting the what's the cool the analog pocket.
Oh yeah.
And like Tetris, when you're like, what games would you play? Because I'm thinking that's going to be my treat yourself gift. I'm like, dude, Tetris and Pokemon.
Yeah.
See, cozy games, I'm a bit of a psychopath. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a bit of a loose cannon.
Oh, really? Is this breaking news? Oh, boy.
Because my comfort game is Bloodborne.
Fair.
I just go to it and I just get lost and nothing else really matters. I know how to do everything. It's just muscle memory at this point, but there's just something calming about it. It's something that's just distracting my brain. So like, I know, I think their tag is like Chris Games, who is a friend of the show, a patron, I believe. They were playing Bloodborne for the first time and I just got inspired. I was just like, let me see how fast I could get to Father Gascoigne. 30 minutes later, I'm at Father Gascoigne. Let me see if I could take him down for a shot. I haven't really leveled much. Took him down for a shot. I was like, okay, this is great. Let me get to Old Yarnum. And then I get 10 minutes go by. I'm in Old Yarnum. And then I get duked on by the guy in the tower with the Gatling gun. I was like, God, I always hate this son of a gun.
Yeah.
And then I turn it off. And then I come back to it. And then I get to the fourth boss in like an hour afterwards. Like, it's just muscle memory that I love so much. So oddly enough, Bloodborne is my comfort game, and that's probably because I have ADHD.
Hey, if it works, it works.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to mention before we head on out, because there was something that we kind of missed with the Jim Ryan thing. And this comes from Stephen Tortillo. Again, this is breaking news as we're recording, but something to note, key parts of his run. He helped launch the PlayStation 5, successful PlayStation expansion to PC, but slow move into mobile. An incredible 2021 to 2023 run of 9 acquisitions: Bungie, Haven, Housemarque, Bluepoint, etc. So Jim Ryan has had an important tenure in his run.
He's left his mark.
He definitely has, though it's been a weird era for PlayStation all in all. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, Kyle, with that said, that's been the trophy room this week. Is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get on out of here?
No, thanks to everyone who reached out and wished me a speedy recovery. I appreciate and love you all so very much. I miss doing this, even though it was only a week. It feels good to be back. Right. It felt way longer than a week. It really did. It felt like a month and I hated it. Yeah, it was not great. Yeah. So yeah, appreciate that. I love you all for everything you do for us. You can check me out at Mr. K-Step pretty much everywhere, as well as all the indie game stuff that I'm doing over at 61 Indie. That's SIXONEINDIE, pretty much everywhere. And yeah, video games are great. We're having a good time.
Boy. Oh
yeah, I'm about to say, what about you? What's going on? You just started waving. Oh.
I know. I thought we were exiting out. My brain's fried. Everybody, you can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can find the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You could give us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your podcast service of choice, like YouTube Music, apparently. Google Podcasts, if you're on there, it's now going to YouTube Music. So that's going to be interesting. See how that goes for us. And yeah, you could follow us over at Discord. Link down in the description. Make sure, if you haven't already, become a patron today. It really does help us out. We're at the biggest patronage that we've been at ever. So thank you all so very much for that. As we do turn this Patreon into a super PAC to make me the new CEO of PlayStation. So if you want your Bloodborne on day 1, if you want your Sly Cooper on day 2, if you want your, Jack and Daxters on day 3. And you know what? Let's just make a Shadow of Colossus 3. That's right. You don't even need it to. We're just skipping it.
You're goat simulatoring it?
I'm goat simulator. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Words I can't say right now. That's what we're doing. Patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. This ad was sponsored by Let's Go Make Badbit, the CEO of PlayStation, SIE, and Kyle could come along 2024. Everybody, with all that said, with all that out of the way, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See you guys.
Love y'all. Whew.